Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Snap. Yes, hello, Daniel here, and welcome to another video, another look back on memorabilia and various bits and pieces that I have collected over the years. Some from my childhood and some I've collected from places such as car boot sales and so forth. And you'll see Snap later on. This is the third video in the series. There's another two, so be sure to check them out, and there'll be more coming up very soon. Okay, so let's have a look at our first item, and feel free to comment. Do you have any of these items? Do you remember them? What other ones do you remember having as childhood, or you've seen online, or you've seen them out, or wherever they may be? Let me know your thoughts and comments. Okay, so the first one we have is this little radio. It's a Pepsi radio, Pepsi chart radio. I'm sure many of you remember the Pepsi chart. Does it still go, Pepsi chart? I'm not sure. But this is a little solid radio. It's got your two buttons. It's got battery compartment at the back. I did test with some batteries, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to work. There's got a headphone slot there. So, and also a clip, so you could just clip it onto your trousers or whatever, wherever you wanted to clip it. So very handy. And it says on the bottom FM auto scan radio, and this is from the early 2000s. And oh, actually, if I remember rightly, I think the chart show actually ran up until about 2002, and it started in 1993, if I remember rightly. So that answers that question. So yeah, it's a nice little solid radio. Okay, moving on. In the 90s, there was a lot of things given away in cereal packets. You don't really see a lot of that nowadays, probably due to health and safety. But this was one of the things given. It's a Shreddies maze, and you see it says on the back Shreddies Amazing Mazes, and it's got one of those little teaser puzzles, which arrow is bigger. And yes, there was about 4 of these to collect, and unfortunately the little ball that you had to go around the maze has come out, but you know, little gifts in a cereal, so something to enjoy with your morning breakfast. And these were from around about 1992, and just I remember collecting these, as well as other various things such as the Frosty's bike clips that you clipped onto your bike, and I'm sure they'll feature in another video. And talking about bikes, this next item, it's a monster, literally, you know. Monster Munch. Okay, so this, so you've got 2 batteries at the back. Again, I did test it, but unfortunately didn't work. Maybe worn out over the years. You've got a button that clipped onto the front of your bike, on like the handlebar, and then obviously you could warn people that you were coming. And it played various sounds. And this is one of the Monster Munch. I think they had names, but I can't remember what they were. And this again was from around 1992, and you sent away for it with 25 packets of Monster Munch and 49p postage, and it had 8 different sounds, and I think its eyes lit up or flash, if I remember correctly. So yeah, very nice solid item there. I say there were others to collect as well of the other Monster Munch. This is the one that I had. Okay, now let's move on to something else that I think was also from the cereal. This is the monkey from the Cocoa Pops inside his car, and it was a pencil topper, so you see there's a hole there, and your pencil goes on like so. So you could write, and you'd have a pencil topper on the end. Or you could drive the car along as well. See, got 2 uses there. Okay, and this pencil top was from around about 2003. That seems more recent, but then again that was 15 years ago, can you believe it? Time flies, certainly does. Okay, so now what do we have now? Well, we have something else from the cereal, And one of the others, is that Snap? Snap, Crackle and Pop, wasn't it, from Rice Krispies? I'm not too sure which one that is, but he's on the end of a spoon. So he's a spoon cover. So while you're having your cereal, you can be on the end of your spoon. And these were from around 1991. Now, no, sorry, 1996. A lot of these are from the 90s, and it's made of just solid rubber, but well made there. What was actually made in 1991, well, from 1991, is what you saw earlier, the pencil toppers. Now there were loads of these. There were, I think the others were green and blue or red for Pop and Crackle. And you used to get these free in the cereal, and again they go on top of a pencil. So yeah, and they were from 1991. Now, staying with cereal, now we have something. Now, I didn't buy these originally or get them in the cereal, I'm not sure if they were, but we have a pack of Crunchy Nut Cornflake cards. Shows the famous bowl of Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. And many people probably remember the classic Crunchy Nut Cornflake adverts, where they taste so good. And they're just standard playing cards, but they've got the Crunchy Nut Cornflakes symbol on the back. And these were from 1986. And I was only 6 at the time, so I certainly didn't have these. I managed to get these at a car boot sale, and I didn't know they existed until I saw them. And so that's nice. A pack of cards you can play with. And as I don't know if you had to send off for them. I mean, a bit big to come in a box of cereal, so maybe you had to send off a few tokens or something. As with the Monster Munch Bike Blaster. Now, staying with playing cards, and we have a different set of playing cards. These are a bit older. These are John Waddington playing cards. Now, the box, that's all I've left of the box, but I kept it there. So you can see there's a map of Great Britain, and it says on it, Beautiful Britain. And on the actual cards, again they're standard cards, on the back of each one you have a nice picture there, a nice scene from London. These are around from about 1930 to 1931, so these are quite old. And of course the clue also is that it actually says on the box John Waddington, whereas of course later on games they just used the Waddingtons and kept the surname as they often did later on with many products, and dropped the first name. But yeah, that's probably one of the oldest things I have, but I'm always looking out for more things to collect. So I find it very interesting in the history and the way things have changed. So that's another playing card. Okay, so now we move on to coming back to Pepsi again. This Pepsi tin. It's got sort of the old-fashioned Pepsi logo, because unlike Coke, Pepsi changed their logo quite a lot, whereas Coke's has more or less stayed the same. It's got sort of a retro picture, because there's a big 12-ounce bottle, and inside is a car, and we also have something else inside, which I'll show you in a minute. And the car is of a Mercedes-Benz, and this car's from around 2005. It's got a nice classic picture on the car too. And I don't know where these originated from, whether you collected them or if you just buy them outright, so I'm not sure about that, but it's a nice little tin, nice little car. Okay, and what I was going to show you now was these, which are Smarties plastic tops. And these were from the 90s, and they changed them recently and just give you a cardboard letter, which is very boring. I know they probably got rid of these because of health and safety, worried about children swallowing them, which I can understand, but at the same time, if you're giving children Smarties, which are tiny sweets, they should be supervised anyway. So that one's got a shooting star on, so that obviously referenced something, I'm sure, because there's also got on that one corner, so that was probably when we had a World Cup or European Cup or something. And of course you had different letters as well, so that one we've got T on. Okay, so they're the Smarties tops. Now we have Polos, the mint with the hole. And this was a container that had little polos in it, you could buy in a shop. And it says on the back press, so you pressed it and it flipped open. And then you could get some polos out, tip them into your hand. I think they were like mini polos. It was like a little collectible device, so you could just carry some polos around. Which is a nice little idea. And that was from around about 1998. And it's a nice little plastic strong container. Okay, now a bit more of a recent one, well 2011, is these Mario Kart sweet dispensers. So you opened it up, like little sweets in there, and then you could buy refills. A bit like the Pez dispensers, but this is a click candy dispenser. So a similar thing, and it's got Mario on the top there, and it's got Mario Kart DS. So that shows what game that was from. And you could also get Yoshi and no doubt others as well. But I only ever got Mario, because Mario is my favourite. And yeah, this is one of mine that I had. And yeah, the sweets are just like little square candies. I think you can buy them in most parts of the world, I think, to be honest. Okay, so now let's move on to some chocolate. And we have Cadbury's Button Tin. So you've got a hole in the top to put your money in. And this wasn't one of mine, because you can see someone's got their name on the... I shouldn't know it was their name. On the top. I acquired this from a car boot sale. If you've seen any of my previous videos, you know I collect quite a lot of tins. And it's got a picture of like piggies. And so there's a queen pig there. Royal pig. And they're depositing some money there. And you've got some piggies going about their daily works. And it's got the Cadbury's logo on it, and no doubt it might have had buttons in at one point. Oh yeah, because it says milk solids, minimum cocoa solids and all that on the bottom, so it had buttons in originally. And of course you can use it then as your storage tin for collecting your pennies. And that was again a lot of good things about the 90s. They had a lot of good things like these, so the packaging could then become something else, and some that's missing nowadays, and we should really get that sort of back again so you can reuse things. That's my opinion. And this is from the 90s, I'm not sure the exact date, but it was a good idea to collect some money, especially for children. Okay, now we have, staying with chocolate, we have M&M's, another container. This is M&M's. They were mini M&M's. I don't think you get mini M&M's anymore, I might be wrong. And this is a container, so you had your M&M's in. And again, you could probably even store some pennies or 5p's in there because of how small they are. So it'd be a little ideal for pocket money for little kids. But yeah, M&M minis, and this was from around 2000. Okay, now we move on to not Kinder Surprise, but Yowie Surprise. Yowie was sort of a rival to Kinder, and they came in tubes like this. This has got a little Yowie, I think there's a Yowie fig character on the top. And these were interesting because these stopped in like, I think it was about 2003. but I believe they're making a comeback. There was a fallout with Cadbury's and the brand owners of Yowie, and that's why they stopped over here. I believe they still go in other countries. But this is the tube, and inside you've got these. And the chocolate was around the edge, I think, like in Kinder. And this one's got a tiger or a leopard. Get a little booklet with it. Let's have a look what one is. Ah, yeah, it says it's a Samaritan tiger, even. And tells you a little bit about it. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got nice detailing where they've tried to do the individual layers of the hair of the tiger. So it's not one you've got to put together like Kinder. It's a nice tiger. I do have a lot of those turtles from the Kinder eggs, and I will find them for a video sometime. Okay, let's put him back in his little house. His little booklet. We can do some reading. This is where you came from. Read your story. Okay, so now another container. Now these are Pringle container, and you can see it's got the famous Pringle man on there. It does have a name, but I forgot what it was. And the two parts just came about so you could take your Pringles out with you. And I don't think really there's much room for a handful of Pringles in there. Yeah, it was a novelty idea, and I think I've seen these come back again. I swear I see them somewhere. Couldn't really store much else in there apart from Pringles. Yeah, so that was another novelty idea, and that was from around about the 1990s. Now, the last couple of items I have. Hope you're enjoying the video, and as I say, let me know your thoughts and comments. Okay, we have this tin that just simply says Amsterdam on it. Now, I got this on cardboard because I thought it was an interesting tin. And inside it's got a little compartment like that. I would suggest it was maybe to contain roll-up papers for smoking cigarettes. Like tobacco or something like that. I don't smoke, so I'm not an expert, but that's what I think it might be. Anyone know? Feel free to let me know, but it's an interesting tin. It just says Amsterdam on it. I'm not sure the date on it, so it'd also be nice to know. Okay, now we have another sweet one, and who can forget the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? It's had a little candy in the bottom. I think it had a lid on the bottom where it would have done as a candy fall out, obviously. So it had candy in it, and which one is this? One of the turtles, I can't remember offhand. The Raphael, Donatello, Michelangelo, or who's the other one? Answers on a postcard. I cannot remember. It's gone off the top of my head, but it was one of them anyway. And of course the cartoons are very popular in the 90s. And of course these sweets were from the 90s. And you know, often you got sweets and food released based on a TV program or film, because you know they knew that Pester Power would win. A kid would say, "Mummy, Mummy, I want them, I want turtles, I want turtles." And yes, so that was one I bought, and I remember eating these sweets like it was yesterday. But it wasn't. It was a while ago. But it's nice to look back. Okay, so now we have a couple more tins. We have these, which are Confit Vitamins. I have multivitamins. And this is a container I just got from Car Boots. I think they're just like little sweets to help you maybe with a cough or something. And it just says on the back with raspberry flavour. Yes, I think they're just like chewy sweets. And it's from around 2011. So not too far ago. And I think they still go as well. And a similar one is Altoids. The original celebrated curiously strong peppermints. Again, I think they were sweet to help with coughs, things like that. Interesting enough, it's got a lot of foreign language on the back, so I don't know if these were imported or not. And it looks like the sweets come from a flower because it shows like a flower on there. And I think they're from the early 90s, this tin. Because I'm not sure if they still go or not. And the other tin, I'm not too sure on the date on that one. Oh yes, no, it was 2011, wasn't it? Yes. But the Amsterdam tin, I'd be interested to know. Okay, so there's a little selection for you. Hope you enjoyed that little look back. There'll be more to come because I've got a lot of stuff to show. I think the next one I might do is a cup one, because I've got lots of cups. Not just sweet ones like classic. I used to get a cup with an Easter egg. I'm sure you remember that, and occasionally you do now, but it was a big thing in the 90s. And also cups based on TV programs and films, so I'll do a whole video on that probably next, so keep an eye out for that. So please like and subscribe, and then you'll be notified of that video. Click that bell button, much appreciated. And also appreciate your feedback and your views, and I say let me know your views on these products, of these bits of memorabilia, and there'll be more coming soon. And let me know what ones you've got. I'd be interested to see what you've got. And I'll also put the pictures and the description on my Pinterest page. Details will be on the screen, and then you can also have a look at them on there as well. And I also like to go on Pinterest and find old things on there, such as old advertisements you can get as well. And that'll probably be another video I'll do in the near future as well. So thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you very soon, and bye for now.